What did Andrew Luck, whose career was pretty well, what was his concussion? I mean, we've seen obviously. I think
concussion or back something, but yeah, you're on the right track.
But the point is, I mean, 2, 3, 4 of these in a career, and it's pretty well. I mean, you're damaged goods. So you hope that this isn't a situation where we're headed in that direction with Tua, who hasn't climbed into that upper shelf of the quarterback talent, but it's certainly someone I think we'd all like to watch for years to come. That's where we begin on a Football Friday, brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. They've got immediate openings. You could be working for a great company in just a matter of days with APAC. They need people right now with that have their CDL license with no automatic restriction. They've got trucks that they can put you in today. They need drivers to get their high-quality products to the job site. They need people that can run milling machines, that can work in their quarries, that know how to be a foreperson on a job site and lead and direct a crew. There's a variety of positions open, all with great pay, great benefits that include retirement, profit sharing, insurance for you and your family available as well. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer. I would love to ask a hot dog question here. I feel obligated to ask a football question. How much mustard do they need on their hot dog this week?
There we go. Way to tie it in.
The broadcasting lessons are paying off.
We're about to get our kitchen remodeled, and my wife insists that I sweep, mop, and clean the kitchen floor. When here in 15 hours, the whole floor is about to get jackhammered out, thrown in the back of a truck, and dumped in a ditch somewhere.
Pass to the outside, wide open, inside the 10. And James Cook takes it in.
Yes, I'd like to know how you think Arkansas secondary matches up against UAB's receivers, and I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Familiar.
It's time for the opening drive.
What have we done? We have given our listeners another avenue to our airwaves. For those that have been on the Hit That Line Now app, there is a feature when you click on the app called Talkback. What the Talkback allows you to do is send us a minute or less message like you would for just calling someone on the phone. So we got some of those.
See, I didn't think we were going to unveil this so quickly. I'd kind of held this off in the background, hoping but it's been discovered now. So here's the problem. It's like NIL. I haven't put up enough guardrails. I don't have enough guidelines for this. Now I'm afraid the toothpaste is out of the tube based on the audio I received on my phone yesterday from Patricia sending hers in. I think
you noticed how that was not included in the highlight reel.
I need to quickly have a meeting about the threshold of what is arable and not arable.
I guess the kids are off at school, so we could have played Patricia, but that is a feature now that you can take advantage of. I'm sure every single one of you will follow.
We got to come up with a name for it,
That's you're the marketing person.
Well, that's why I really didn't want to put it on the air yet. But anyway, toothpaste is out of the tube.
You can blame Derek and Zach if you want to blame someone on that.
I'll make them come up with a name for it.
Yeah, so you have that avenue if you want to get with us. Of course, you can call or text us at 877-377-6963. Before we get into our Fenceman Friday, should Tua play football ever again? I mean, it's continuous. I don't want to be the judge, jury, and executioner in terms of what his life looks like moving forward. But this is not the last time this is going to happen. Because, I mean, if you know, Tommy, you've kind of alluded to it earlier, a lot of times
when
one player
is so real these days. And we see the long-term effects. We've got enough information. But, dude, it's not for me to decide or you to decide. I mean, how can I have a qualified opinion on whether or not he should play football anymore? I mean, seriously.
Because we are the esteemed radio host across ESPN Arkansas.
How in the hell could I come up with any kind of qualified opinion on what he should do? I mean, that's between him and his doctors and his family, because the reality is you need to really study what these guys, what their lives are like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and decide, is this really worth it? I mean, these guys make a generational wealth in the first 5 years of their contract. And by their second contract, they're set for life if they're smart. So you don't have to play football. That's one of the reasons Andrew Luck got out of it. He didn't want to end up, in this situation 30 years down the road. So, I mean, I can't make that decision. You only get one chance. You spend your whole life thinking about, planning for, training for, playing professional sports, being in the NFL, and then to have a concussion take all that away, or a series of concussions. I could see the temptation to continue playing.
And I think the interesting thing about last night, and it's not a positive, but the guy that tackled him, DeMar Hamlin, and what happened to him, he's still playing football. So that was, again, it's a concussion versus what he went through, but just another kind of weird tentacle to what happened last night between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Arkansas takes on UAB tomorrow, 3:15. We'll have pregame coverage beginning at 10 a.m. at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Excited about that. First game in Fayetteville, finally, to take advantage, Tommy.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a big crowd there. I think there'll be close to 70,000 at the stadium. Weather's going to be good. I like the kickoff time for drawing a big crowd. People can come from all points of the state and even make a one-day trip out of it. So I think it's Parents' Weekend. I think Fayetteville is going to be a busy place starting this afternoon in through tomorrow evening.
Speaking of weather, as we welcome in our buddy Sean from the Fenceman, 65 right now in Fayetteville. We got a lot of good weather across the River Valley as well. This has got to be just pleasant for you guys that are outside on a daily basis.
This is the time of year that we can actually get some fence put in the ground pretty fast, and our guys can spend some time out there. With those 100-degree days, they were calling it early, but now, man, daylight to dark, if they want to, we're blessed.
Yeah.
Now, you heard a voicemail or two that we received. What do you have a funny voicemail or two that you've received from a customer or maybe an employee over the years that stands out, that was so off the wall, maybe off-putting to a certain extent that you're like, what the heck?
Well, I own a couple of rental properties.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, that's probably yeah.
So
with
this
Quantum, that's probably the
where this one
crazier
comes
stuff
from.
it is.
So I'm driving down Rogers Avenue real quick and see a bunch of fire trucks go by. Shoom, 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 shoom. And I'm like, surely they're not going direction of something I own, right? Surely not.
You dinked,
And then,
you dinked yourself, son.
So and I'm talking to my son. I was like, oh, I hope they're not going, whatever, Anyway, my phone's blowing up. It's just one tenant, and he just calls for anything, right? There's something smell outside. There's cats in the yard, whatever. So I'm thinking that's what he's calling me for, right? Finally leaves me a voicemail. I listen to the voicemail after leaving, the hardware store. And his voicemails go, I burnt your house down.
Oh, my God.
He says, I put some French fries on the stove and forgot. So that's probably about the funniest.
That takes the cake.
That takes the cake.
That sounds like it takes the cake. That is a nervous thing. It's, I hope that fire truck's not going to a property I own, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we're on fire when our picks get going. It is another edition of Fenceman Friday.
Fenceman Friday picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
So some of our prop bets hit last weekend because the offense actually showed up for a second consecutive game, which we didn't see at all last year. So we actually did a pretty good job last week. Well, we've got some prop bets. We've got some games that we're going to pick this weekend as well. If you've got some thoughts on our selections, you can jump in here at 877-377-6963. Big game in Gainesville between your wife's Texas A&M Aggies and the Florida Gators. We'll start there, Sean. Aggies are a 3.5-point favorite. Tommy, I actually have them winning. I actually have, and I thought that as a visiting, I thought 3.5 was low. I think Texas A&M wins by double digits this weekend in the Swamp. Florida's terrible.
Is this a bad take? If Arkansas can win at Florida last year, was it last year? Then
correct.
If Arkansas can win at Florida, Texas A&M can win at Florida and will win at Florida. So I don't want A&M, who's just down the road on the schedule. We got Auburn and then A&M. I don't want A&M to have anything to bristle their feathers up. So A&M and they cover.
And I guess the line's been shifted to about 3. Sean, I know you're going to go with the Aggies. How many do they win by tomorrow? We don't want to upset the household at home. How many do the Aggies win by tomorrow?
I think they're going to win by a touchdown. I'm kind of like Tommy. I don't want them to lose and come back and dig down deep and do a lot of practice.
I don't want their back to the wall.
Yeah. So I want them to feel like they got an easy street and they come into, Jerry's house down there and we just show up and stomp them.
We did get
Yeah, because they get Bowling Green next week, then the Razorbacks. So
Yeah.
I want them to feel good about themselves. You know,
before heading into that game.
Mhm.
You
They
did
need to
get,
have some margaritas and tea time in Florida.
Yeah.
I guess, Connor Wigman. You got the SEC. Tommy, you mentioned the SEC updates earlier this week at the SEC report on Wednesday. Connor Wigman was listed as questionable, one of the quarterbacks for the Aggies, starting quarterback, of course. So curious to see. If I would guess that he's going to end up starting tomorrow in Gainesville, but I have to wait and see. All right, let's go up north. My parents just got on the road this morning. Alabama and Wisconsin. The
Are they
visiting.
driving that?
They're driving that. They're driving it. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a long time in the car with your wife.
That's what I said. That's
Your dad will learn a lot about driving, though. I'm sure.
she's not a. I will give her credit. She's not a passenger driver, backseat driver. She's pretty low key
She's
on
the
road
one
trips.
and only. Then
And she's low key on road trips. I've been along with her, and I have been shocked because she's one of the few women out there that's not that way. All right, so Alabama, 16.5-point favorite as they travel up to Camp Randall, Wisconsin. Luke Fickell, Jaheim Thomas, who was here last year for the Arkansas Razorbacks, trying to do some things against Jalen Milroe and Kalen DeBoer. Guys, I think Alabama wins this game, Tommy, but 16.5 seems like a lot. I've got Wisconsin covering, but Alabama winning.
I'd agree with that. I'd take the Badgers and the points, but I think Alabama wins head up.
All right, Sean, we go to you. What happens? Buggy Badger happy, or is the Alabama Crimson Tide going to cover in this one?
16.5 points. I'm with you guys. I'm going to take the points in the Badgers. That's a lot.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
I said the same thing.
And I don't think Alabama's playing that well.
All right. To the east we go, where College Game Day is this weekend. LSU travels to the visiting Gamecocks. The visiting Tigers are 7-point favorites. Tommy, they cover handily. LSU blows the doors off. South Carolina doesn't have an offense. They have good defense, but I can't see them keeping pace with Nussmeier and the Tigers. I got LSU by at least 2 touchdowns.
I thought South Carolina obviously turned in a great road performance at Kentucky last week. I'll take the Gamecocks at home.
Sean, what do we think, man? Game day in town. They hadn't been there 10 years, trying to get the thing going with Beamer. What happens tomorrow in Columbia, South Carolina?
LSU's going to win. They're going to win by 10.
Okay, so they'll cover.
They'll cover and go by 10.
Just enough. All right, one more game before we talk a little Hogs. Boston College at Missouri. Maybe on paper initially you didn't expect this much of the game, but Tommy, BC's beating both Florida State and Georgia Tech. They head into Columbia tomorrow. It's pretty heavy underdog, 16.5 points against the Missouri Tigers and Eli Drinkwitz. I'm going to let you pick this one first because I'm kind of iffy on this one. Where are you going on this?
I'm solid on Missouri.
Solid on Missouri. They blow the doors off tomorrow. I mean, 17's a lot of points, but I guess you got to hold up the SEC versus ACC. So I'll jump on ship with you. I'll go the Missouri Tigers by 17 or more tomorrow.
Really? Well, I'm gonna go opposite of you guys. Just
Smart.
to say so. That's
probably
a lot of points
smart.
again.
Probably smart. Probably smart. There has been somewhat of a line change in this Arkansas game, which I found a little interesting. So it went up a little bit earlier this week. Now it's back down a little bit to 23.
They found the betting ceiling.
I guess the money line in this one is Arkansas minus 1,400. Guys, it was 24.5, and I thought Arkansas was going to win by 24. So I'm going to say they cover by half a point tomorrow. I've got Arkansas winning by like 24 in this game. I think they barely covered by the hair on their chinny chin 10. So I've got Hogs covering just by the easiest bit tomorrow.
Hogs big. They blow out the line. Hogs win closer to 30 than 24.
All right. Going big on this one. Shaw, what are you thinking on this one, man?
I'm with Tommy. I mean, you can say what you want to say about what happened last weekend. I think the Hogs are. I really liked what I saw. We just had a few guys make a few errors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was a coaching deal. I don't think anything else. We just had a few guys out there who just didn't have a good day. And I think if all of our guys show up and have a great day, we're going to blow them out.
All right, so a couple prop bets before we get done with our Fenceman Friday picks. Andrew Armstrong, magnificent day last week. He hit his totals. Now they've gone up. His over-under on receptions is 7.5, so he's got to catch 8 or more, and 74.5 total yards. So he's basically got to have 8 receptions and 75 or more yards. Guys, does he get it for a second consecutive week? A little better defense, or I said a little better, a little lesser defense. Does he have another explosion again? Tommy, him and
Give me those numbers again.
8 receptions or more, 75 yards or more, and he hits the plus 135. That seems low to me, so I'm going to say he hits the over on this one.
I think under on receptions, over on yards.
So you're saying he does not hit the bet. Okay.
No.
Yep.
8's a
He
lot
had
of
10
receptions.
for 164 last
I
week.
understand. But they're going to be up big, and they're going to run the ball in this game a lot.
That's probably, yeah, I could see that. What about you, John?
I think he's going to barely beat it, but I'm also with Tommy. I think we're really going to see our run game. We got to work on it.
All right, one more. Landon Jackson. I know hadn't necessarily been in the backfield as much as he's wanted to. His over-under on tackles is basically 7 or more, and his sacks are 2 or more. It's at plus 400. So if he gets 7 or more tackles and 2 or more sacks, you get plus 400 on your $100 bet. Tommy, the sacks thing, I mean, to get 2 sacks in games pretty special. I don't know if he hits this one tomorrow.
This is the easiest one, under and under. He's going to get double teamed he's the guy that can wreck your game plan as the opponent. So, you know where 40's at every time, and he's going to get double teamed. And he's a hoss, but when you're double teamed, it's hard to win those battles. So under and under.
What are you thinking on this one, Sean?
No, I'm going to go the other way.
Over and over. Landon Jackson has a big game tomorrow against the UAB Blazers.
Yes,
it sounds like
he's going to show up with some ferocity. He's going to tear them up.
That is your Fenceman Friday this morning here on a Football Friday, Tommy.
All right, 9:17. You can call Sean today at 782-3936. And Sean, I know you guys are already planning work well into fourth quarter, early next year. So if somebody's thinking about a fence or they're building a new home, now is the time to get on the schedule to have that done on the time schedule, the framework you're looking for.
Yes. Please give us a call at the office there, 479-782-3936. Get us to come out, give you a free estimate, try to get you on our schedule. We're very blessed. We've got a lot of work. That's the reason why I'm also looking for good quality people. I'm looking for quality builders, some guys who will come out and build fence with us. I hear that almost everybody in the River Valley is hiring, but we all got good rates. We all take care of good of our people. And like I said, I'm looking for installers. I'm looking for some good warehouse managers. Even if you want to be in management, I'm looking for some management people. So.
And y'all are as much in the electronics business, it seems like, as you are the fence business with powered automatic gates, controlled access systems, people that have a desire to work around electronics and those type of things. You got a place for them as well.
Yes, I do. We are, again, high security that's going on today. Everybody wants to feel safe and secure. We do the automated gates. We do, walk gates, barrier arms, slide gates, you name it. When it comes to automatic access, we can get it done for you. And, I have a great set of couple of guys, but I'm always looking to expand that part.
All right, 782-3936. That's the Fence Band's number. Give them a call. Sean, have a great weekend. You going to the game?
No, I'm not. We got some house things got to get. A lot of fall stuff happening. We got to prepare for.
Yeah, I hear you there. All right, well, we'll see you next Friday.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
All right, Sean from the Fence Man with us. Fence Man Friday picks every Friday here on the Morning Rush.
What'd you make of the announcement yesterday that Walmart and Tyson will be on the field, Tommy? Doug McMillan and
It means my chicken nuggets are going up at Walmart.
Yeah, is that right?
Okay.
The combination.
The combination of the two.
The razor. It's
going to cost me more to buy nuggets at Walmart.
I'll say this. I'll say it again. Key to Razorback football NIL is Doug McMillan, the CEO of Arkansas, CEO of Walmart, Arkansas graduate. He was there yesterday, or whatever day they put the pictures out yesterday. I know that some people think that's an outlandish statement. I don't think it is. I really do think that's the key.
Well,
and I
remember, he's the CEO of a publicly held company. It's not like he can just open up the checkbook for NIL.
He's got the relationships with the Waldens, and I think that they're happy with him. Well, I mean, it's not perhaps. They trust him. It's his CEO. So that I don't think it's a...
But that doesn't mean they're going... Listen, if I thought the Waltons were going to open up the coffers to make a difference with NIL, I think it would already been done. I mean, at any significant level. This just is not a passion project of theirs. How do you find someone in that family that this is something they're passionate about? That's
get them to go to grad school or get them to go to school or something. But that happened yesterday. We'll talk a little more about that. We've got, of course, football to discuss as Arkansas takes on UAB at 3:15. Taking some more text on Tua and other things, plus a story or two. And apparently DirecTV, Tommy, is going up on pricing, even though they're...
What's going down? Anything going down? So, all right, we gave you all the lines during the Fence Man Friday picks. They're courtesy of Bet Saracen. If you haven't downloaded that app for the weekend, be sure and download the Bet Saracen app and be set to go for college football this weekend. Hey, if you're headed out to do some fishing, be sure to take the Rebel Crick Hopper along. It's made by Pradco right here in Arkansas. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it. It's the top water lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. Get the Crick Hopper today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. It's the Rebel Crick Hopper made by Pradco.
Also want to talk about some other college football games this weekend. What's going on maybe with Deion Sanders, and if that thing is well on its way out. They've got a rivalry game of sorts against Colorado State. So we got a lot to discuss. Your calls and texts more than welcome as well at 877-377-6963. It is a Football Friday. Glad to have football back in Fayetteville.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Governor Asa Hutchinson, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb pages for him.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the 90.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was my first call. The Fenceman does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fenceman does it. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was my first call. The Fenceman does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fenceman does it. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
On the Morning Rush, brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
So I saw Cal posting some pics with former Razorbacks like Bradley, Todd Day, Ronnie Brewer, Isaiah Morris, Joe Johnson, Kamani Johnson, Coach Richardson, and others. Kareem Reed. I know he's going to be honored tonight along with our buddy Matt Jones, amongst others. But I guess the fantasy camp has been going on.
That's something you'd like to do? Fantasy camp?
Not for the not for the price tag.
What does that cost? I have no idea.
A listener texted in earlier that it was $2,500.
I figured it'd be more than that. $2,500 actually doesn't sound.
Does that sound
bad.
like?
Now I wouldn't do it for. I mean,
yeah.
You know that's not. I've got fantasies, but that's not one of them.
Yeah, that's not one of them. Well, so that would be cool to be with Cal and Coach Brewer and all of his staff and stuff to feel like I mean, as a kid, I got to take in Coach, I think it was Coach Pelfrey and Coach Anderson's camp, and I loved it. I mean, as a kid, that's one of your favorite experiences ever. Now I'm 29. That doesn't do it.
They get, a bunch of middle-aged guys out there running around doing.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love pickup basketball, and I play it every week, but I don't know if I would pay that amount of money or more, as you're alluding to, because I think it's going to go up. Would you ref it? I'm surprised they didn't ask you to ref the thing this week.
Well, I am too. They should have. That'll really enhance the fantasy for a lot of those guys.
You talk about, listen, it's not just about the coaches. It's not just about the apparel. It's about the refs. I mean, dang it. Come on. Like, you got to have the whole 9 yards. If they're paying that money, they want the full experience. They want to be able to do that. I would think that would be really entertaining to ref that type of thing.
It might be more like the Harlem Globetrotters style there.
Well, I mean, I think this weekend is so much about, as it's family weekend, dads and moms embellishing what their life was like in college. Right?
Embellishing?
They love to be over the top. I did this, I did that. When you actually go back 20, 30, 40 years ago, that was not reality. But we all remember things differently. I continuing on here, I'll hog up to, I mentioned the Hall of Honor ceremonies tonight. I'm excited for Matt Jones, Coach Van Horn, amongst others. I know that's really cool. Plus, the late Alex Collins is going to get a tribute. Not going to be there, obviously. But you now help me with the Fort Smith, Raven Caldwell. He's
played for the Redskins. Yeah,
that's the one that stands out. So that is tonight. I know Matt's excited for that. Baseball schedule's out, Tommy. Arkansas has a brutal down the stretch schedule that we can talk about a little bit more. And then the volleyball team lost in Tulsa last night after being down 2-0. So that is your hog update this morning. We got more to get to here. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I do want to talk more college football coming up, but first I want to talk to our friend David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi. David, I had a lot of friends lately that have kids. They need some SUVs. Why don't you help them out this morning? For new families out there listening, what's the go-to vehicle at Rath Mitsubishi?
You know, man, on the new car side in particular, I mean, we talk about this car all the time. Kind of gets all the attention, but the Outlander's an awesome pick for that. I mean, if you're trying to haul a family around and everything, you've got good size. You got standard third row seating for if you need that extra little bit of room in the back. And they just redesigned that car, a year or two ago, so it's really fresh. Great tech. We got a lot of new options on trim levels and stuff. Got a gorgeous, red and black one in the showroom right now. Really, really pretty. A lot of good options there. So the Outlander is probably the best pick on the family side.
And you guys are doing state sales tax paid when you trade. There's no strings attached. State sales tax paid all month when you trade, David, at both locations.
That's right. Yeah. We're trying to push to fill up the used car lot a little bit, and it's hard to buy stuff, man. You go out to the auctions and stuff, you never know what you're getting, and it's always a challenge. So I love trading for stuff. I love having local vehicles in there on my used car side. It's and customers like that too, right? The story behind the car. So we get a little extra for that. We're trying to drive that a little bit of our business, and we're trying to do that by incentivizing it with the state sales tax thing. So you get a chance to win there too.
Always a story at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale and Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. And make sure you ask David a pop culture question when we stop by. Thanks, David.
Appreciate you, man.
That is David Rath again from Rath Mitsubishi as well. Plenty of college football just because I do want to talk more. Like, is this significant for the Tyson Walmart, or is this just like what we're going to have with college football and college sports?
This is part of what they paid for. It's the publicity for guys like us to talk about. This is a sponsorship, and this is not an NIL contribution.
Yeah.
So I think you got to separate those two. Walmart's had a sponsorship before in the stadium. I mean, it was up there on those elevator shafts towards the south end. That's not new. I mean, this is just something on the field and something that's different this year that's allowed to put those logos on the field. And I can't think of two better corporate partners and, Fortune 100 companies that you have right in your own backyard than Walmart and Tyson to be the first to have their logo on the field, that they've paid for that exposure.
I think if I read the press release correctly, that Bud Walton, there's going to be something on the Bud Walton and Nolan Richardson court as well.
Wouldn't surprise me at all to see that as well. Hey, the Night of Hope is coming up Tuesday and featuring John Calipari. It's going to be at Pinnacle Country Club. It all is a benefit to raise money for children with brain injuries and to help them after that brain injury with Team Luke. Go to teamlukehopeforminds.org. A handful of tickets, 1 or 2 tables, and some sponsorships are still available. So if you'd like to be a part of the Team Luke Hope for Minds and be there with us on Tuesday night at Pinnacle Country Club, there's still room for you. That's teamlukehopeforminds.org, teamlukehopeforminds.org, and we'll see you at Pinnacle Country Club with Coach Cal Tuesday night at 6:30 to benefit Team Luke Hope for Minds.
All right, we got our Morning Rush daily question coming up. Talking Hogs, talking Blazers on the other side of a Football Friday.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com. This is former Razorback Chris Gregg, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the Morning Rush.
We got to show them we are the University of Arkansas.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater's has dressed me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your #1 men's clothing shop is Rainwater's. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Yeager's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. 5-gallon fruit trees, oak and maple trees, only $26.97. That's a savings of $9 per tree. Get a DeWalt 20-volt max brushed compact drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, carrying case, and bonus bit set for only $159 with your Ace Rewards card. Find more everyday low prices online at YagersHardware.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at CartPathSocial.com. CartPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
I don't want to talk about zero blitzes or four-man fronts
No?
or 21 personnel or empty backfields or Taylon Green's rushing stats. I want to talk about something that's really important. What are you having at the tailgate tomorrow? Because I'm going to tell you, after listening to Matt and Phil at Allen's Grocery yesterday.
Did they bring any stuff back? Did Matt bring
Well, Lord, no, they didn't bring anything back. They were having filet mignons. They were having burn-ins. Clay called me on the way home and just telling me how delicious everything was that they had there. So it's gotten me in the mood for tailgating, for grilling, for getting ready to go. So I know we're not going to get to tailgate tomorrow, but if you stop by your buddy's tailgate, what are you hoping they have on the grill? And then for you out there listening, 877-377-6963, what's on your tailgate menu for tomorrow? That's the Morning Rush daily question.
There's pressure on you, Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew, to have some tailgating food at the stadium shop tomorrow. I know that I'll do that and then go to my friend's tailgate directly after. Sliders are most of the time on the menu, so some sort of slider, I would say, is that's the one that well, I'm just saying that's what it's going to be there.
Yeah. That's boring, though. I mean,
okay. Yeah, listen, you
can have sliders anytime on about any menu anywhere.
You've been itching to talk about this, so rattle them off.
Wings is a staple, got to have. I think the smoked cheese dip the last couple of years has really gained some traction. I think you got to do that. At 3 o'clock, man, you can do anything. It's late enough you can do ribs. I don't know if you can do burn-ins necessarily. I mean, a brisket takes a while. Now, you could bring them, but I think anything with ribs, you really couldn't do a full-size pork butt from start to finish there, but you could have pulled pork there. Okay. You just don't have probably enough time to really do it right. But I would say tomorrow, if you said, all right, set up, start from scratch, have it ready to go at 1:30, 1 o'clock, I think I'd do baby back ribs tomorrow.
Big C, you said smoked wings. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, barbecue wings or, maybe some burgers.
Burgers are always good.
Hot dogs.
But not just any old burger. Don't bring me frozen patties to slap over charcoal. Let's do some gourmet burgers from Richards or
Rotel.
Let's do something right.
Seth and Rogers, some kind of a bacon-wrapped fruit, bird, or pepper.
I'm with you.
Seth, you're a man after our own heart this morning.
You can never go wrong with chicken, grilled or smoked chicken. I think that's always good. So, but to me, yeah, you got to have the main entree there.
I'm not picky on game day.
But the chip, the dip, and the desserts are what make the tailgate.
The chip, the dip, and the dessert. Does that set you over the top?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you can't have a real tailgate without chip and dip and without cookies or brownies or something I can grab and go.
I thought tailgating was just about being with friends and family and camaraderie.
No,
it's about the food.
It's always about the food.
I'm going to be honest, before games, I get nervous, so I don't eat as much as I usually. I mean,
what are you nervous about? You playing?
Gorge myself. I'm just nervous about how the game usually goes, and so I don't eat as much as I usually do. Now, after the game, if they win or if they lose, that's when Ty goes to town, but I don't eat as much as I do before game. Man,
if you could set up one of them Blackstone griddles at your tailgate site, there is a myriad of things you could do. Game day fajitas. You could do.
It's just a lot of lugging stuff around. I guess you
got to cook. If you're going to cook, you got to cook. You got to bring something to cook with.
I guess it depends on if you're living in those houses on Razorback Road, which there's only a select few of people that have those close.
We've dragged smokers up there. We've taken grills. If you're going to do it right, you got to do it right. So I think a griddle would be really cool to have at a tailgate because you could start the day. Tomorrow you could do pancakes and eggs and bacon, and then you could end up with a lot of different things.
B in Clarksville mentions that I have skin in the game. That's why I'm nervous about that.
I ain't figured out what that means, but
just he's talking about money.
Oh,
from an investment standpoint.
No, he doesn't.
So you know my friends, they're gambling fiends. They bet on everything, and I for the most part, even though I'm around it every day, we talk. don't bet a lot. Now, I've got a bet apparently with Brian and Ozark for the Texas game. We'll see if that comes out. Apparently, Bo and Chuck are backing me on that too. So I don't know if they pay half out of that or they get half. So we'll have to figure that out. That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. What are you most looking forward to? The first tailgate here in Fayetteville to cook, eat, gorge yourself with. It's brought to you by our friends at Cart Pass Social, which you can bring whatever food you want, whatever drink you want anytime you go there. They're located in Lowell. Christian, Nake made this place BYOB. They have some stuff there that you can buy, but there's no rules or anything prohibiting you from bringing any alcohol beverage, any food. So if you want to have a tailgate, if you're not going to the game and you want to just play some golf, watch the game on television, you can do so at Cart Pass Social. It's going to be nice weather tomorrow, but when it's really hot or when it gets really cold, that's a great place to go and hang out with your friends and family. Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. You mentioned the word setup. I was thinking this about last night I was driving home. This game sets you up for a magnificent home conference schedule. You have one remaining non-conference game against Louisiana Tech. You have these two games, which, Tommy, I'm going to be honest, the Auburn and Texas A&M game look more winnable to me now than they looked before the season. Not just based on how Arkansas's offenses look, but based on how they've looked through two games. You win this game handily. You set yourself up for a great home schedule featuring the Tennessee Volunteers, the LSU Tigers, the Ole Miss Rebels, and the Texas Longhorns. You blow one of the next couple games, and you figure out and you kind of lump into that Tennessee game. I mean, you really have a nice setup for that opener in conference play in October.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, Tennessee's a better football team than Arkansas is right now.
Question.
But Auburn and A&M seem beatable to me. I don't know if you can split them. I don't know if you can sweep them. That's why the Oklahoma State loss really seems maybe larger than it is right now. Do you want to correct that? Go win those two. You know, what would that put you? 4-1 at that point? Am I doing the math right? Yeah, 4-1. So I've always said it is really important to be 3-1 coming out of the Auburn game. You had to at least split Oklahoma State and Auburn. Auburn's the more important game because it's a league game.
Yeah.
But I got to feel if you're 3-1, you got a really good chance when you go to Arlington. I like your chances better in the Auburn game and the A&M game than I do the Tennessee game even at home.
Let me ask you this. So you're in a point of life where you'd rather just stay at home and watch the game on your own television. What would get you to Fayetteville?
Oh, let's not act like I'm not going. I'm going to the Texas game. I'll probably go to Tennessee and LSU this year. But its opponent, its atmosphere, and it's a game of consequence.
Okay.
So if Arkansas is 5-1, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be at the Tennessee game. And guess what?
Yeah, 4-1. But yeah, LSU. I knew.
No, I mean, you'd have beaten. Is my math off there? If you beat Auburn and A&M, at that point, I'd be 4-1. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be there for Tennessee. And guess what? You'll have one of the largest crowds in stadium history if that's indeed the case.
Because I know, like in the offseason, they're pushing the idea of the opponents that you're facing this fall with Tennessee, who has Nico, one of the best young quarterbacks in college football. LSU's one of your arch rivals. That game's at night. Ole Miss maybe has the best roster they've had in their history, and Dart's going to be pretty stinking good. They've got a good defense, too, plus Texas, who looks through a couple games. So you've got all these games that set you up. You've just got to make it through, like you said.
You got to win. You just got to go win. And let's not get the cart miles in front of the horse. Let's make sure you don't stub your toe with UAB.
This feels to me very similar to week one. I don't think a lot of fans really care. I need to be careful how I say this. Like, they're so much more concentrated on next week than they are this week. Not that they are happy to be in Fayetteville, but in the same sense, like the Little Rock game felt like everyone's talking about Oklahoma State. Everyone that I've talked to is talking about Auburn next week. They're not talking about UAB. They're talking about Auburn.
That's fans talking. That's the fans talking. The conversations going on with this football team and what goes on inside, the Fred Smith football complex are not the same conversations we're having out here.
Well, I think my question would be there's ample data that Sam Pittman's teams have struggled against non-conference teams at home. They beat them with the exception of Liberty, but they haven't blasted them. Like what if you're a fan and you want Arkansas, you brought up a good question. Like how many points do you want how many to real good tomorrow? I guess my question is maybe what is different about tomorrow's game based on what's happened in the first 4 years?
I believe this is Sam Pittman's best offense he's had. And I don't have all the data to go on yet, and I don't think stats mean everything, but I like this offense better than any of the other 4 Sam Pittman's put on the field to this point.
Number 1 in the country in yards per game.
Yeah, that'll lie to you, though. You played 2 games. I mean, that's a great stat, but let's get 4 games in and see if it's still anywhere near that.
Yeah, I guess Auburn's got no KD.
I saw enough last week. I believe at this point this is the best offense that Sam Pittman's fielded in his time.
So
at
what makes this offense? Because I think that's an interesting point. What makes this offense better? The one with Burks and KJ at his best, and what makes it better than that 2021 team?
I think it starts with quarterback. I think you got a better quarterback than you had, and no disrespect to KJ, but I just think Taylor Green's truly the full package.
Okay.
He can throw it as good or better than KJ, which isn't saying a lot.
Okay.
And he's a different kind of runner, but he can get the yards just like KJ can get the yards. He may not be able to run through somebody, but he can use his shiftiness to get first downs and move the chains. Offensive line is better this year. Burks was a better wide receiver than anyone you have, but I think the whole package is better this year.
I was really impressed with Andrew Armstrong coming off that and I say coming off, I still think he's dealing with that lingering hamstring issue, but really impressed what he did. I mean, 10 catches, 164 yards in this game 1. We talked about his Bet Saracen over-under a little earlier in the show in our Fenceman Friday picks. It's like 8 or more catches, 75 or more yards, and I feel pretty confident that he's going to hit those numbers tomorrow.
And the number one reason why I feel it's better is Bobby Petrino's running it. I think his play calling is next level. I think the organization's next level, and I think he'll get the most out of it. So I am confident not only does Arkansas win, not only do they cover, but I think they win closer to 25-30 than the 22 or 3 or wherever the line settles.
Is it dumb for me to just assume that's the better outcome for the heading into next week, or do they need to kind of win like within the 20s before they go to Auburn?
No, they need to gain some confidence.
You just blast the door off, blast the doors off.
You don't want it to be a Kent State type of win.
Okay.
You don't want the negativity.
28-6. Okay.
You don't want the outside negativity all week long. Hey, brought to you by Wheels RV here on a Football Friday, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Grand Design, Forest River, Brinkley's all there. If you're headed up to the game, you hear us talk about Wheels, go by and see them before the game. They'll be there ready to take care of you, show you what they've got. Of course, with fall camping season right here, there's no better place to figure out your fall camping or your hunting needs as well for fall hunting seasons that are just around the corner. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Your home with a lifetime warranty. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, we're going to chat with Clay Henry, his new time slot, Fridays at 10 a.m. on the Morning Rush. Get his thoughts on his latest column, his time at Allen's Grocery yesterday, and more next.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay
later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
This is the Morning Rush.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center's Battle of the Golden Bottle continues into September. For the month of September, Danielle Emery, Allstate and Summit Insurance advisors, will be battling for the Golden Bottle. Whoever collects more diapers, baby wipes, formula, and cash for Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center will win the Golden Bottle. Be sure to stop in at one of these locations to help families here in the River Valley and to help your team win the Golden Bottle. Follow Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center on Facebook for all your battle updates. Every penny counts.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Nestled in the beautiful Ozark Mountains, the OARC General Store has been serving customers since 1890. OARC General Store serves the freshest homemade burgers, fries, and pies with the friendliest staff you'll ever meet. You won't be disappointed on your adventure stepping back in time. Whether you're on a motorcycle, top down in a Jeep, or just out for a Sunday drive, make sure you check out the OARC General Store in North Johnson County. Hop off I-40 in Ozark or Clarksville for one of the most beautiful 30-minute drives in all of Arkansas. For hours or location, go to OARC General Store on Facebook.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, just a slight chance of a little rain early, then partly to mostly sunny skies. Low 70s north, low 80s south. We will be in and out of the clouds overnight, lows, low 60s tonight, and then an increase in the sunshine Saturday, a high low 80s north, upper 80s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Pressure. Tua steps up. He's going to run for the first down.
and takes a shot at the 6-yard line.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
and Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about them Cowboys?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Rush here on a Football Friday. Our friend Clay Henry's going to stop in for a visit the next hour or so. Got a lot
I bet
of
his belly's still full from yesterday. We don't have as much to offer today. We don't have burnt ends and filet mignon and prime rib like he had yesterday at Allen's Grocery.
just Tommy Kraft and Ty Richardson. A little.
We got the short end of the stick on
what
that
are we?
deal.
What are we on the meat scale, Tommy?
I don't know. We're sirloin. Bologna. We might be bologna. All right, we're full of bologna.
Y'all are
That's
spam.
We're spam.
Spam.
Ooh, that's below bologna.
Ugh.
Hey, we're brought to you by Oakline Sports. With football season here, you can sign up right now with Oakline. And as a new customer, earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. You don't have to do anything special or anything extra. You're automatically enrolled in the promotion, and you receive a second chance bet on your first bet each day for the first 10 days, up to $100. You can use your debit and credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, ACH, on-site cash, virtually any way possible. Oakline makes it easier than ever to withdraw and to deposit funds into your account. So, bet with the brand you know. Bet with the best sports betting app in Arkansas. Bet with Oakland Sports.
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
Here he is. The Clay Henry.
He called us potted ham. That's what he said. We're potted ham. Are we pickle loaf? What's the other? Liverwurst? We could be liverwurst.
Brandon says we're the middle child.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's certain things that just I just can't do, like fruitcake. Yeah,
Fruitcake,
Radio for 3 hours with Ty.
Yeah.
Just 1 hour.
Would liverwurst be the fruitcake of meats?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So there's just certain things that's like, man, I can't do slimy sardines. Can't do that. I can't do fruitcake. I tell you something that's pretty good at tailgates though. Y'all kind of covered a lot of it, but bring a Dutch oven and a Dutch oven table. It's got the rails on it, so you can do the a can of charcoal or like a chimney of charcoal, and then fish cherry cobbler out of a Dutch oven.
Mm-hmm.
It works really good at a tailgate, and I think everybody, it kind of like, oh, you're doing something different. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, just got to figure out how to keep the ice cold or the ice cream cold.
Sam, we're getting texted in with the.
You can make it. That's the other thing.
Good point.
Yeah, you can make ice cream at a tail. I've seen that many times. Somebody's got an ice cream churn.
Andy in Mountain Home, guys, wants to know if it's wrong to eat our fellow brothers by eating pork ribs or smoked pork butt during the Razorback game.
Lord, no. Pork butt and rib?
I will say, Clay, you've been on to every SEC venue. I always think it's cool when the Hogs are on the road, and whether it's in Gainesville or Baton Rouge, someone's smoking a full pig outside. They always show it on television. I've always thought that was really cool.
I've never done a whole hog.
Yeah, and then, Tommy, the other thing about you mentioned briskets. You just do the brisket the day before.
Mm-hmm.
It's all still wrapped up in butcher paper, and you wrap it in an old towel, and you put it in an ice chest, and it just gets comfy in there. I mean, it gets better and better. And so you take that brisket off when you hit the road, and you put it in a cooler, and then when you get it's 2 hours to the stadium, then you.
That'd be perfect
get a
then.
Cutting board out, and you cut off those burn ends. I've seen it. I mean, it's been done, and I really think that the best barbecue, if you got a prime brisket, select's okay, but if you've got the right cut, and the boys up at Allen's, they're going to start looking for me the right cuts of brisket, and I trust them. It needs to be limber in the middle. And I think when you take that brisket, unwrap it, take that butcher paper off of it, and you trim off those burnt ends, man, it's just like candy. It is really
meat
good.
candy. Yeah.
Clay,
All
speak. Go ahead.
So does Arkansas blow them out tomorrow, Clay? What kind of game are you expecting in Fayetteville?
Yeah, I think it's they're going to take out some frustrations over last week. But, the way to burn them out is to be antiseptic in the kicking game. And I've written about that this week, and they've got to get that fixed. And I think that they've got some advantages with their offensive personnel. I think they've got some advantages with their play callers on both sides. But the special teams has to step up to what the offense and defense were and, of course, eliminate the turnovers. Early in the year, kicking game can be the great equalizer for an underdog, and they have to get that fixed.
And do we see Shipley tomorrow, Clay? I know, Coach, that was one of the things he was asked, I believe, on Monday, maybe even post-press conference about that particular aspect. Do we see Shipley tomorrow?
I mean, it'd be based on how they practiced. I mean, it's so that's what you've got right now is open tryouts with the kicking game, and you put some pressure on them, and I've watched coaches, throughout history and, recreating pressure situations and stress in practice for kickers. And that's the determining factor. I think that they want to see him healthy. And that's, I don't think it was performance. I think he wasn't able to practice where you could test him out under stress. That's how one kicker got the advantage, over camp, just not having competition in practice. And, it's sometimes it's by default who gets to play.
Yeah. That'll be one area that I think if you get in the stadium early and you're watching them warm up, and Clay, I know you did that a lot, that'd be one thing I'd be paying attention to generally it's towards the end of the warm-up period.
Yeah, you can watch the kickers without binoculars. You want to be able to follow that. I cannot follow the ball in the air with binoculars. Just can't do it. I turn and as soon as I turn my binoculars, I need to be able to see a wide area, so I don't use binoculars in the kicking game warm up. But you want to see that operation and see that they're one kicker and one holder. Everybody's working in unison. The other thing you watch in warm ups is are they fielding the punts? What are they doing? They've got to clean that up. Ball can't hit the ground. And all it takes is one time in the fourth quarter, and things get uncomfortable.
I think what has been cooking, we got a text in earlier from Seth and Rogers, this offense through 2 games. What stood out to me is kind of the quick starts. And I know they didn't score the first possession necessarily in Stillwater, but it was pretty quick after that. Clay, that wasn't the case last year. It's not just about the stats that we can see the end of games, but it's the fact that they're scoring pretty early often in the game that gives your defense some confidence as well.
Well, the reason why is that they've got chunk plays on third down, and they haven't been behind the chains. They've got a lot of different weapons. They have a lot of things that they can do from the quarterback position.
We'll get into more of this. You got questions for Clay? Call or text us 877-377-6963. It's Football Friday, brought to you by Farm Credit. Do you want to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up? Either way, check with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. Do that first before you get started and find out why for more than 100 years, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas has helped local families just like yours make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com or visit any of the 25 locations today. That's myaglender.com for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
Glad to see Millie's okay. All right, we got our SEC update coming up in just a bit. Conference schedules for baseball have been released. Arkansas has an awesome schedule, but it is brutal down the stretch. They also made sure to put the horns down when they put out the schedule. We'll get into that and more. Big football weekend. We'll talk about it next.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com. Hey everybody, this is Justin Moore, and you're listening to The Morning Rush. Whoopee!
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
The nation is going to be talking about Arkansas.
It's summer clearance sale time at Julco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Rig, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Julco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
The Study basketball training has moved to the Hangout in Fort Smith. With basketball training classes from kindergarten through high school, there is a spot for your athlete. Depending on your skill set and training needs, the Study offers 3 class options: fundamentals, advanced, and 94 feet. You can also work on your explosiveness with Vertimax training or perfect your shot on the Dr. Dish machine. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thestudyhoops.com for more details. Fitness, sports, and now the Study basketball training. Let's hang out.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988. Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Over $11,000 off on remaining 2023 GMC Sierras, or up to $7,000 off on remaining GMC Yukon XLs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. These are the largest factory discounts in years, so hurry before they're gone. Plus up to $6,500 off on in-stock 2024 GMC Sierras. Conquer the road with confidence in a GMC Sierra from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means
more.
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
Texas at LSU and closing out the regular season against Tennessee at Baum-Walker Stadium. That is your final 3 SEC series for this upcoming baseball season. Guys, it is an awesome conclusion of the year. It's not going to be easy, but when I saw that, I was pretty blown away. Plus, you got Missouri State right before that as well. So you got a tough end of the season, but it's going to be a good one at Baum-Walker Stadium.
I think that Tennessee ticket at the end, hopefully that series is going to matter for the overall conference regular season championship. Play that. There's a good chance that will be one of the harder baseball tickets to get in recent times at Baum-Walker.
Well, they all have been. I mean, they're sold out. They're going to continue to be sold out. I mean, they don't have enough seats for the demand. There's value to those tickets now. I mean, it's just when you look at that schedule, and I like every bit of it. I like the start too. I know we went down to Globe Life, and anybody that can't get tickets to Baum-Walker Stadium, you can go down to Globe Life and watch. It's TCU, Kansas State, and Michigan, and that is a great setting. The tickets are not they're not that expensive for what you get as far as a major league. You can sit anywhere you want, open seating. I did this. There was somebody bitching because Hagen Smith didn't strike somebody out. We just moved to another seat.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he get – hold up. In that game he had like 18?
Yeah. He there was somebody that finally ground out or something, and he's like, well, the guy says, he could do a little better. I mean, I don't know how you could do any better. He struck out, 17 out of 18? And the lady that was with him says, well, I played softball, and I've seen, he's having an okay game.
Jeez Louise. Those are the Magic McCated fans right there, Clay Henry.
So, yeah, I mean, but you can't talk to them.
You were in Texas.
Away.
You were in Texas.
That's a great point. Great point
by.
I
think they'd been into hooch a little bit.
That does not surprise me. All right, continue on your SEC update. Plenty of SEC guys in action last night, including former Georgia running back James Cook. Bills blow out the Dolphins.
On the ground, breaking tackles, James Cook inside the 20, inside the 5. Somersaults for the touchdown.
That story of last night was not the outcome, but is what happened to Clay. We talked about it a little bit. What do you think is going to happen with his football future?
Boy, it's tough. There's been some consistency with that kind of injury. So yeah, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
When you watch football, it's that's out there now.
Yeah, and you worry, is his career going to be cut short because of that? We've seen guys at second, third concussion, and that's it,
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough money to for that. And it's I'm around a lot of old people. Guys my age are old, right? My
you said that, I didn't.
And it's okay. I mean, my friends are my friends, and but I run into more and more guys that play now. Equipment is so much better. The helmets are better. It's not even close. They're not scrimmaging as much or whatever, but it's like you talk about the guys on the 64 team. So many dementia has gotten them, and then it's undiagnosed CTE. They can't diagnose CTE until you're gone, But when you see those injuries, that his later in life, what's he going to face? Yeah. And but the whole idea in football is to hit the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's not going to change.
Don't be a target. All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. With summer winding down, the savings are heating up. Dive into the end of the season savings at Burton Pools and Spas, up to $14,000 off on fiberglass pools. And if you're one of the first 10 customers who purchase an AquaCrete pool with premium vinyl finish, you'll receive a free hot tub. So don't miss these incredible deals. You can see them in Fort Smith, Springdale, and in Greenland, or you can find them online at burtonpools.com. Hey, at Burton Pools and Spas, they do more than just build swimming pools. They build long-term relationships. That's burtonpools.com. All right, it's 10:20 this morning. Weather forecast for this weekend looks perfect. 3:15 for the kickoff. We'll be on the air at 10 a.m. from the stadium shop. Guys, it looks like game time temperature is going to be in the low 80s in Fayetteville.
Can't beat that, can you, Clay? I mean, we've actually had some decent weather as of late. I know you were fishing a little bit this week. It'll be nice for this first home opener to be the weather that Tommy's talking about.
I'm tickled to death. I mean, it started sprinkling on us over at Allen Grocery yesterday, and then as I came home, and drove south, and I mean, from my house to Allen, it's a good 45 minutes to Summit. By the time I got home, it was rained all night. And Tommy, we were in desperate need of rain here. My yard was just dust. Had not had rain here. I think we'd had an inch in 6 weeks. And there was some nasty weather in June, but boy, we got in the first week of July. We've gone 7 or 8 weeks. I played a golf course in Mountain Home that it was just burned up.
Yeah.
And unless you've got sprinkling system in the rough, you aim for the rough because you get another 60, 70 yards of roll. But I mean, I'm thankful for the rain that we got overnight here.
Yeah. Didn't get much in western Arkansas, some drizzle and some sprinkle, but really, I saw where Russellville had their county fair, and they had to cancel the rides and everything last night because of rain. So you kind of see about Clarksville on, west didn't get nearly as much.
Yeah, and it just kind of the hurricane just kind of rolled through here last night. It's still here, but I think that it's going to be really nice in Fayetteville, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be open windows in the press box, which is kind of a neat thing. There's a lot of open air press box in the SEC, and to me, there wouldn't be any reason to have the windows closed tomorrow.
You got some new insignias on the field. Walmart and Tyson, they announced that partnership yesterday. We kind of joked, it's like in the offseason, well, they got to put Walmart or Tyson or JB Hunt on there. You just take two of the three, and they announced that officially yesterday.
And I don't think this Tyson sponsorship is necessarily tied to the Cal stuff, but we also should point out these are sponsorships and not NIL donations. So, clearly they see value in having their logo and being associated with the Razorbacks on that field.
When the court decision comes through, Tommy, and they figure out the new revenue distribution, I wonder how this is going to look from a collection standpoint. If it's just going to all go to.
We're all going to find out. I mean, the lawyers are still meeting, and they're trying to find something the judge isn't going to push back on. So that's where it's at. All right, more to come. We're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Clay, y'all were kind of in the neighborhood of Gaston's yesterday. Summit's not far from Clint and his staff over at Gaston's, and the boys had a great night the night before at Gaston's. They saw Philip, one of their favorite guides over there, had a great dinner. Matt was telling me yesterday, he called me on his way back, that how great the food was at Gaston's. I know Phil enjoyed it as well, whether you want a big old steak or whether you want some fresh fish or some of their seafood options. This weekend they'll have prime rib. They got a great burger. There's just a lot of great options. The pasta on the menu is really good. So if you're out this weekend just looking for a great place to eat, I'd keep Gaston's White River Resort in mind. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is ESPN college basketball analyst and former Razor Jimmy Dykes, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort?
Yes, comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
You sure? Because I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade, and I don't think there's an S in comfort.
Yes, Skechers. We put the S in comfort, like our hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear that's completely touchless. You just step in and go. There's no bending down and no tying your shoes. And they have Skechers Air Cool Memory Foam for incredible comfort. Because at Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Okay, well, I've got some Skechers slip-ins. Here, let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh. We told you.
See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hudson Clark with his 5th career interception.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Evans Body Shop is a family and woman-owned business started in 2006 with strong ties to our community and owners that truly care about our customer satisfaction. EBS is also an ICAR Gold Class certified, and our techs are trained on the most up-to-date repair processes and ready to work for you. We know you have a choice when it comes to choosing a body shop, and we are honored that our business has been built on repeat and referred customers. Call or come in today to see why people say
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
name of one Razorback. Number 1. Here's Slovis. Under pressure is set. Landon Jackson.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Clay Henry, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson with you about the next 30 minutes before we hand over the headsets to our guys, Phil Elson. And I know we're excited to celebrate Matt Jones later on tonight here in Fayetteville. Got a couple questions about injury concerns heading into this game tomorrow. There's a few guys that are iffy. You don't necessarily need them to win this football game, but people are just wondering if they're going to play. We'll talk with Clay about that and some more on UAB coming up in just one bit.
Hey, guys, give me just a second to tell you about our buddies over at River City Coatings in Van Buren. If you've got a metal item, whether I used them a while back for balusters on my deck railing. We were building new railing on the deck, and I wanted to use rebar. Well, I don't want to have to go out there and paint that every few years. I don't have to worry about the paint chipping or the dogs rubbing up on it, and the next thing you know, the paint's come off. So we had them powder coated. Never have to worry about it again. They look just the same today as they did several years ago when we had them done. And they got a variety of colors. So, small jobs like that, we had several hundred of those done, to big jobs like farm equipment. They can do entire patio sets. They can do brake calipers for your ATVs or your vehicles. Pretty much anything that's metal can be powder coated. And if you don't want to have to worry about painting it again or maintenance it or worried about chemicals or abrasions or oversprays or drips, you don't have to worry about any of that when you get it powder coated. River City Coatings, they are in Van Buren. 479-471-7675 is their number. 471-7675, or read more about their company, their staff, everything they can do for you at rivercitycoatings.com. That's rivercitycoatings.com.
Clay, I know that people are wondering about Patrick Kudus. We got a text in from a closet rebel fan, as he calls himself, on the text line. And then also a text from Isaac in Mount Ida asking about Isaac Tesla. Two guys that Sam Pittman didn't necessarily mention a lot this week, but they were wondering about their status for tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be something to check in warm-ups. I don't think there's going to be any announcement on those guys. And, I think that they'd like to get Patrick back out there and have some competition for Marion Harris. And I don't think his grade was that good. I think they put some pressure on him with the way they rushed over the left guard position. So we'll see going forward. That needs to be shored up, and I think that's a position that they've got to get better at before they get to SEC play.
Yeah, for Amarian Harris, who was just on Sam Pittman Live this past week, Clay, for his confidence level to be a part of two pretty good offensive games, I mean, what does that mean for the rest of the season, even if they get Patrick Kudus back?
Well, you just you let them play. I mean, it's the best one wins. The competition makes the world go round, and it's. You worry, you're looking over your shoulder, somebody's going to take your spot. It's like, that always made me uncomfortable. And I wanted to be the best. I don't care. I mean, whether it be a sports writer or whatever, I look over my shoulder, and I think that's, I can remember in college, there was a meet. The coach told me this is college golf. And he said, hey, there's a guy that's trying out for your position. Man, that's the best I ever played. And the next week he said, hey, that guy's still there, but I quit worrying about him after that. But that's the secret, juice with athletics is somebody, competition. And if you've got competition in all your positions, and what's really tough is when you don't think there's anybody can take your spot, you kind of get a little fat and sassy, complacent. But I think that they're gonna tell Imar, and it's like you go out there and your butt's gonna be over here on the bench. So yeah, I'll be interested to watch how that plays out. And Kudus needs to get healthy though. I mean those back injuries that's that kind of is debilitating as far as strength in your lower legs and hamstrings. When your back is not right, and that's the tough part. Man, he missed a lot of practice, so there may be some rust there.
Yeah, may take a few weeks to get him back, guys. Coach talked about earlier this week, football shape will be something he'll have to get
That's
back
real.
into.
Yeah.
Are you guys in football shape for tomorrow, first game? You
I'm
ready
in
to go?
tailgating shape, yes.
I wonder, you mentioned Coach there. With him
It's
dealing
week 3, Ty. It's week 3.
you know how Muss was dealing with he break his, what did he mess up a couple years ago, Tommy?
Rotator cuff.
The rotator cuff. I mean, how's Sam doing with needing a hip replacement right now? I wonder about his health and having to deal with that. I mean, I don't ever think about health-wise because I'm 29. I feel fine, but he's, 59? And having to deal with that, needing a new hip, basically. I wonder how that's
He's not
affecting
getting
him.
around well. I mean, you can see it during the game. He's not getting around real well. So, I mean, I think it's something he's dealing with.
I think that, the games make it disappear. I mean, you're so focused. I think I think it hits you after the game. It probably hits you after practice. I watched him into practice, and I think he moved around pretty good. And then when the practice was over, it's like, oh gosh, I remember that now.
It's like the adrenaline gets you through it, Clay, and then it kind of there's a lapse after that, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I think it's again, it's the excitement in of a game. I think that he'll do fine as far as the game goes, but you might notice it in post game. He might be moving a little slow. It's like, but he doesn't have to tackle anybody. He doesn't have to. I mean, I watched Barry Switzer coach with. I think he blew out a knee. Somebody rolled him up on the sideline, and he coached with crutches. A couple of times I thought, somebody cut loose on a long run, he's going to stick his crutch out there and just trip the guy. But it's, I think I'm not worried about coaches. I'm worried about can they catch the punt? Can they block and tackle?
All right, so let's talk about the defensive line because that's been an area that coaches spoke to, and I think it's drawn a little bit of criticism. I don't think they've performed to the level that some expected. They're not winning a lot of the one-on-one battles, as Coach Pittman pointed out. Do you think this is a week maybe the front four get to the quarterback with a little more frequency?
Yeah, so two things, Tommy. One, they might rotate some guys a little more, and I think that, that to keep guys fresher so that in the second half they don't wear down. And then the second thing is, as far as, are they going to win some one-on-one battles? I think you're going to see more blitzes, more fronts where they're bringing 5 instead of 4. And I think the worry against Oklahoma State was that they got rid of the ball so good, and Alan Bowman also has just torched blitzes, and that they're going to play straight and depend on their coverage to lock them up, and that if they came, it was probably playing into their hands a little bit. And I don't think that's the case this week. So you're talking about a 7th-year quarterback, and the old saying is the young ones you blitz, the old ones you cover. And I think that's what they did last week. But I think you'll see them mix things up a little bit. They're probably going to bring Sori and Spence a little bit. They might bring Slaughter off the edge. They might bring one of those safeties. I think that's what you're going to see. And obviously, this is not the same level of offensive line. They've had some problems, especially on the left side. I wonder if, in fact, they were so weak there last week that you might see somebody else playing that left tackle spot for Alabama Birmingham.
Clay, I wonder your thoughts on Jaquinta Jackson, who's been a beast through these first 2 games, but he has unfortunately put the ball on the ground 3 times in just 2 games. I think he's clearly the number 1 alpha back, but I mean, how do you balance the talent versus the other side, which seems to be the con that he's prone to fumble the football?
Well, I think that what he does is that he looks for contact, and he'll turn those shoulders and try to take somebody on, and he's got to remember to keep that ball against his chest. So that's the 3 pressure points. He's got to do that. Or when he knows that he's about to dish something out, that maybe you put that other arm across the ball too. The other part that I just think that they've got to do is that they've got to find a balance, a number of carries. Does he need to carry it 22, 24 times? maybe not. I mean, you're obviously got a thought that he's your best back at this point, but they've got to get some of those other guys rolling. And I know that they want to get Rashad Dominion back, whether that's this week, next week, or whatever. He's a quality SEC back that's proven, and he also doesn't put the ball on the ground. But I think the guy that you might see, get some touches this week, and I'm just jonesing to see is Braylon Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's he's going to blossom at some point but probably you didn't want to, put too much on him on the road in a big game last week. But, this is a game that he should get some touches, and
early.
They may throw it to him.
I think he touches the ball. I think he gets his number called first quarter in this game, maybe second or third possession.
Yeah, well, he's a good player.
Well, but Coach talked about getting these guys out there early so that you don't feel uncomfortable putting them in late if the game's tight. And hopefully this game isn't tight late.
Yeah, and also so that that he's got some confidence when he goes to Auburn or goes to Arlington for those games. He's going to be needed, because you can't depend on somebody rolling 22 to 26 times in an SEC game. With the and you're talking about between the tackles, and Jackson's not running out of bounds. He's not going down early. He's gonna take that contact. So that the chances of him making it through, 10 more games or whatever without some nicks and bruises, you're going to have to get these other guys ready.
Hey, if you're thinking about where to eat lunch today, that's always the office conversation. What are you hungry for today? How about TGI Fridays in Fort Smith? They've got incredible deals right now with lunches starting at $9.99 that include crispy chicken fingers served with seasoned fries and coleslaw, whiskey glazed chicken slammers for just $10.99, buffalo chicken slammers just $10.99, grilled salmon for $15.99, and Friday's big ribs only $14.99, all served with a side and a fountain drink. And don't miss out on happy hour, 3 to 6, and then 9 to close, karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 50-cent wings all day on Monday. It's TGI Fridays, 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Austin in Scott County points out that Braylon Russell has tree trunks for thighs, and he's excited to see him tomorrow. I think what's interesting about Braylon, if I remember his recruiting timeline correctly, kid from Benton, 4-star running back, he had committed to Arkansas, decommitted, and then recommitted to the Razorbacks. Now, I don't know the backstory on this, and I know we haven't necessarily talked recruiting with a while. But, guys, these next few weeks are also big for recruiting purposes because – yes, you have a home game tomorrow. Richard told us, Tommy, earlier this week, he's hoping to see 40 or 50 kids make their way to Fayetteville. But, you're 21 days out from your next game, and you can't really do much with – actually, I say do much. You can't do anything with recruits in Dallas in 2 weeks. So it's pivotal that you perform these next 3 so recruits want to come for that Tennessee game.
And I think another aspect of this is, these young guys that maybe hadn't got the snaps that they want. You're always recruiting against the portal within your own team.
Great point, Clay.
So these guys, you want to get them on the field. You want to get them action. You want them to feel good about being Razorbacks, so that when December rolls around, that you're, all at once you realize, man, I wished I'd played that guy a little bit longer, because a little bit more often, because he's looking for greener pastures. So, and then the other part about getting off to a quick start really helps you, get Malachi Singleton out there. I think we saw that Taylor Green is going to take some hits.
Yeah.
And there'll be a time when they're going to need Malachi in a big game in a fourth quarter, because you're going to ask him to make plays with his feet. Now, tomorrow, maybe he doesn't run it 18 times. Maybe you don't. Of course, he can go down, he can take a knee, slide, he can run out of bounds, so avoid those hits. But it would be a good game if he was 4, 5, 6 touches, and he's out of the game in the third quarter, and somebody else is going to play.
I think Talon, if I remember correctly, okay, I'm telling you, you have the stats usually. It's what 18 times against Oklahoma State.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
18
that's
times.
and that's so like you said, and
compared
so that's,
to the 4 carries for Hill,
and so
93 snaps for the game.
Yeah.
That's what the offense did.
And he we've talked about it those a little bit. Him missing Rodney Hill on that wheel route, which potentially would have set you up to tie. I said potentially would have set you up to tie the game with that 2-point conversion. He kind of alluded to it, the mental stuff. I think for him, just as a quarterback, I might have heard you say this earlier this week. You're getting hit a little harder against some of the opponents, but we haven't reached the SEC play. I know this has also been an adjustment for him, and it will be just the speed and stuff. He's going to be going up starting next week.
Yeah, when you see a guy miss somebody in the fourth quarter and you think, well, that was an inaccurate pass, just remember he's been beat on a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe he's got a finger that's been smushed a little bit. Maybe his ribs are a little sore. Maybe that shoulder's taking a hit. So there's an effect on all those tackles. And we go back and we think about over the course of 4 years, KJ Jefferson, there were some games where like, well, he doesn't look sharp. He's not moving good. And we find out later, man, he had bruised ribs.
Yeah.
It's like you think about it, if you ever had bruised ribs, it is tough to just take a deep breath, much less make a throwing motion. So, again, fewer hits for the quarterback is a better thing moving forward. Let's take some pressure off of him. Let's see if you can line up and whip him. Let's see if you can maybe get a defensive score. So there's ways to be effective, in team concept without putting so much on the quarterback. But he's been the best player on the field the first 2 weeks.
On the subject of quarterbacks, our coworker and friend Matt Jones being honored tonight amongst other former Razorback athletes and coaches for that matter. Clay, are you making it to Fayetteville for night for the Hall of Honor?
I'll come over Saturday. I want to kind of be around home as much as I can, and you guys probably will understand what I'm talking about. But I'll get over there, make it an over and back trip. I just want to tell you guys, Matt signed a lot of autographs yesterday at Allen Grocery, and there are a lot of people that came out to see him, and you just have to tell yourself over and over what a legend. What we're in the midst. Around him, so humble.
The
aura. He does not like this. This will be uncomfortable for him to be honored, but I am so excited. It is really important to me that he's going in this Hall of Honor. He's one of the greatest players. Gave us so many thrills. We see right now the kind of effect that a quarterback has on the game when he can run like that. And Matt, we just take it for granted when we're watching it. But I know everybody's excited for every one on this class. It's a great class, but I'm really excited for our buddy number 9.
The question almost becomes, why did it take basically 20 years to get him in the Hall of Honor?
Well, it's really tough for football because what you have a Hall of Honor that you're bringing in 8 or 9, but there's only 3 in football this year. In some years, it's only 1 or 2. So it hasn't, the Hall of Honor is a relatively young, new thing, and you're talking about, 100 years of Arkansas football, and you just go back and you think, well, like, how many All-Americans are there? How many, Player of the Years are there? Well, if you're only bringing in 1 or 2, I really hurt for football and for track because, there's some years where you might have, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 All-Americans in track, and they're only bringing in 1 or maybe 2. There's so many that you could take in, but how big do you want to? There was one year where we did 2 Hall of Honors in trying to catch up a little bit. Well, that didn't work. So I know that it's a banquet to honor 10 people is really difficult. It's like they each get 5 minutes or whatever. Well, then that's over an hour. We just when you do the introductions or whatever. So why does it take so long? there's just so many great athletes.
A backlog of it.
I think how numb we are to it, Tommy. We see him every day. I get a fist bump from Matt, and then when he goes somewhere like yesterday, Clay, with you at Allen's Grocery and Phil, he's still Matt.
He's a legend.
Leaping Jones.
He's a legend.
Every single person up there, they've got a sparkle in their eye. That's Matt Jones, and
or is it ZZ Top? We're not sure.
No, they knew who he was. They're coming to see him, and so they had us on a little stage, and it's about 3 foot up, and they could have just handed their hat up every time he hopped off the stage, went down, talked to him, signed their the hats, the posters, and took time and wanted to know who they were, where they're from, and I was so proud of him, and I know that's not easy for him to do, but he embraced it, and I know that he's going to this weekend too, and I think his mom has picked out a little wardrobe for him. That's not something that he's really good.
Yeah,
he told me
that's probably good.
Got a new shirt.
That's probably good. Paula's in charge of that. So.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I think Mom and Dad are going to have a big time.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to enjoy it.
What a proud moment for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love both of them. I got to know them, but yeah, I'm excited for all these guys, and Dave Van Horn. Just go down the list. It's an incredible group, as it always is.
Yeah. Brought to you by APAC Arcola. They have immediate openings in Boone, Marion, and Baxter County, right there in Clay's backyard. Also, Northwest Arkansas as well for licensed CDL drivers, heavy equipment operators, concrete finishers, diesel mechanics. If you've got experience with concrete or asphalt, they have a job available. Go to jobs.crh.com. Details on insurance, retirement, profit sharing, great pay, and more. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer. I think about this. Raven Caldwell going in and Matt Jones going in, both Northside High School graduates. So two guys that are going in the Hall of Honor, both from the same high school.
Yeah, one last thing. I know I hear the music playing. Alex Mortensen will be calling plays for UAB. It's not, they don't have all the weapons, whatever. I wish Dad Chris was around to see this tomorrow, because Chris is a Razorback fan. Alex is U of A grad. I know Mickey, Alex's mom, will be there. I hope I get a chance to see him in the press box when he goes up to call plays and give him a hug. But so proud of Alex and the man he is, the person he is, and hope that Alabama Birmingham has a great season, but I hope the Razorbacks get him pretty good Saturday.
Yeah, I know for Alex, he mentioned.
He's my friend.
Yeah, he mentioned this morning he's coming in like a GA capacity for Coach Saban, then an analyst, but he's never, of course, been in this role. So it'll be cool for him to come back to Fayetteville in a different uniform of sorts like he's been before. Well, Clay, hopefully see you tomorrow at the press box, and good stuff as always. You don't want to jump on Arkansas game day tomorrow?
If I see you first, maybe I can dodge you.
Well, hopefully there'll be someone that will be
joking. I'm joking.
I know. I'll see you tomorrow.
Look forward to it, Ty.
All right, buddy. That's Clay Henry, the columnist here, senior ESPN Arkansas columnist at hitthatline.com. Appreciate him jumping on with us every Friday at 10 a.m. Gonna hand the headsets off to Phil Elson and the guy we were just talking about, Mount Jones, coming up in just a bit. It's been a great
I'm
football.
sure Matt's going to be here today. I think he's busy with the Hall of Honor stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Well, did not know that. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Appreciate everyone joining us. We got Phil Elson and Big C coming up next.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fenceman was